Hey guys, how you doing? Steve Lapp here. Hey, listen, I'm gonna start doing a little tool tip videos and stuff. I do videos, you guys know, and I get a lot of questions sometimes on about different stuff that I'm using in the videos, and so if I do these little tips on these little tool tips here and there, and it might answer a lot of the questions that the guys have as far as what I'm using and why I use it. And I figure it'd be interesting to do a little video like that and kind of like, showcase some of the stuff that I found that works for me. Not saying that what I'm using is better than what you're using, but you know, um, I'll just show you some of the stuff that I found, some of the little tips that I picked up over the years, and some of the stuff I learned on my own, some of the stuff I was, told from someone else. A little tip on what to do, and some of the stuff I picked up online. And like I said, no one's a super tech. We all can bring different things to the table and learn from each other. Is basically what this community is all about. Is we bounce things off each other and we get ideas. Whether them if you could use that idea and it's going to improve what you're doing, you grab it. If what I'm doing don't work for you, you don't use it, obviously. But that's just like when you're working with all kinds of different journeymen as an apprentice. One guy will do something that you like, and you say, "Oh man, that's a good idea." Another guy will do something, you say, that's not that ain't gonna work for me." And you pick and choose. You grab what works for you. It's like going to the supermarket. You go down a supermarket shelves. You're only gonna put in your basket what you need and what you want. The rest of the stuff you leave on the shelf. Same thing with these tool tips. Just take what you can use, and what you can't use, just leave it on the shelf and just keep going. That's the way you gotta look at it. Uh, but yeah, so that's the deal there. Hopefully you guys get something out of it, and just something to break up the monotony. Sometimes the videos you keep loading videos, and uh, I'm just trying to keep my channel interesting. So that's what I want to start doing. I'll do a little bit here and there, different stuff that I use, and maybe once a week I'll do a tooltip, uh, you know, video on something, tooltip of the week or whatever. And let me know what you guys think, if you want me to do it or not. If you think I'm wasting my time, I won't bother. All right, I appreciate the feedback.
Little tech tips. I use these lights a lot, and what happens is the batteries, the light bulb gets screwed up in there. What happens is it gets loose at the connection on the bottom. So I'll show you how I fix it when it gets like that. See, every time you shake it, that thing goes out. I'll show you what I do to fix it. There's two little screws, one here and one here. And this whole thing will tip forward. Like that, you can see the whole thing. I just take that little key, that little plastic thing, and I'll pull the light in the back and put the plastic in the front. I'll push the light back. It'll work. Watch. See all the things loose there? That's the problem. If I stick this in there, really need a new light bulb, but for now, this is what I do. Guys, basically what I did is I just took that little rubber there. I don't know if you can see it up the top there, and I just moved the light. I just moved the light more of an angle like that. Here's what one of the rubbers looks like. On this one here, I'd put a little bit of white tape. A lot of times you can just turn this thing around and push the light back a little bit, and that'll secure that wobbling of the light, and it works fine. I get another. I get another 6 months or so out of that bulb. So as long as the bulb is, if it's just loose and it's giving you problems, I found that I could even put that rubber piece, it's pretty soft rubber, I could put that in the front and push that light all the way back. I did that a couple of times on some different lights. Now I get a lot of guys asking about these lights. This is what I use it, so it's got a plug in there. I like the 25 footers. I got a 25 and I got a 50 footer in the truck. It's an angle light, they call it. I have used drop lights in the past, regular bulbs, and I'm not a big fan of them. You can get electrocuted with that. You can't. This is much safer working if you're working around gas or oil or anything. This one's an Omega, I believe. And I had another one over here. That was a Steelman. Yeah, I don't think you can find these anymore, but this was a Steelman. Steelman had a nice soft cord on it. I used to like that about Steelman. The Omega's a decent one. You know, the cord's a little bit stiffer, but I got a lot of guys asking me what kind of light I use. Well, that's it. That's the light. And it's got my little power cord right there if I need power or a grinder or anything. I take these right in with me. So that's the deal there. That's a little tech tip on how to get more life out of that light. Every time what would happen before is, it'd be on and off, flickering all the time. You know the bulb's bad. That's what the bulb inside there looks like. It's got two little prongs. There's plugs right in. This one's just, the light's broken itself. But these suckers are like $7-8 a piece, so fluorescent. A lot of times they'll just get wobbly right at the base, like I showed you on that one. If that's the case, you can get more life out of them by lock and load them into place, either one way or another. Fasten it so it don't move, and the light still works. That's, like I said, the Omega, but the sticker usually just falls off. It's another one I had in the house. Usually comes with these rubber bands, but them fall off. And then the hook on the top is it swivels. And it's a pretty good size hook, and they're pretty rigid. They don't break. I kind of like them. I like these lights. That's the deal. It's what they call an angle light. See how it goes up on an angle. 13 watt. You can see the little rubber in there, how it kind of holds the light in place. If you're going to use these, like I said, these lights, these bulbs don't last forever. But that is the light I use. I get a lot of people ask me about it, and there it is. Got the switch on the back, on off. That's a glimpse of it right there. You can't get the Steelman ones anymore, but you can still find these Omega ones. And I recommend the 25-foot cord. That's the ones I use mostly. I love these lights. A little tip is, a lot of you guys probably, use pipe dope and stuff. When you get down at the bottom of the can, sometimes, the stuff's gets a little hard and whatnot. You could bring that stuff back to life. What I use is mineral oil. That's what I use. I just add that to the pipe dope, and that's, edible, and it's not going to kill anybody. So if you use it on potable water, it's not a problem. And now you could add that to the pipe dope, the dried out pipe dope, and remix it and bring it back to life. I learned that from an old timer. An old time plumber taught me that, and it's really a good little tip. I just figured I'd mention that to you guys. Another little tip, if you guys have Micron gauges you want to flush out that's full of oil, you can use this Pasco cordless tool cleaner. You can spray that right up inside there, and it's basically like an alcohol thing, and it'll flush all that oil out of that Micron gauge. Gonna do it like 10 times, they say. But this is good stuff. This is what they recommend you use. It's one of the things that they recommend you use. the Micron gauges. I think Yellow Jacket has a little thing on that, how to clean on a Micron gauge, and this is what they recommend you use. I got this at Home Depot. If you got a problem with your Micron gauge and you want to give it a flush, this is the stuff to use, or one of the things to use.